didn't know water had flavor.
Alright, you ready?
Welcome back, YouTube. It's your boy Matt Gifted Hands, back to you with another haircut tutorial. And as you can tell, my boy is fully outgrown with his hair. He likes to grow his hair out and then cut it real short like this. So I thought it was a dope opportunity to create some dope content for you guys and show you how I do this process. So his hair was already picked out when he came in. So I went ahead and just started freehanding everything. And honestly, this is like the best thing for me to do because I just don't want to take a guard. Even if it's an 8 guard, it could be too short for the client. So I like to just freehand everything, make sure everything is proportionate. And I do like a 50-50 type of shape where I create one shape on one side and then I just match it up. That way I can make sure that it's proportionate. So I'm using that new red, matte red Babyliss FX clipper. And we're just shaping it all the way. And look at that. Like the clipper is just killing those hairs and mowing through that hair with one stroke. And as you can tell, I'm turning the client, looking at it at different angles. That way I can make sure that it's even. Now, what I like to do when I do my first pass is I look at the shape, ask the client if that's the type of length that they want. And if so, then we're going to go ahead and re-pick it out. Regardless if the client wants to cut more off or not, you want to do a second pass. So we're going to go ahead and make sure we do our first pass, and then I'm going to pick it out. And we're going to remove any longer hairs because you're not just going to get it even with one pass. And I'm making sure that I'm going behind the ears. And just be mindful for the client. Some clients are more tender-headed than others, so when they're doing the picking out, just, you know, I would say if it's more like coiled hair, like real tight curly hair, grab a different grip on the pick, like closer to the end of the pick, and it'll help with more pulling instead of like just pulling the hair. So right here I'm just going around the hairline, making sure everything is proportionate and even. And he's going to do a taper on the sides with the needle points, and then we're going to do a ball taper on the back. But as you can tell, I'm not removing a lot more length. He was okay with his length, but I wanted to do a second pass. So now that the second pass is done, we're going to go ahead and start the back taper. And I started my first guideline with the Clippers Twin, the matte red trimmer, FX trimmer. These came out about a month and a half ago. They get that interchangeable battery. And guys, this clipper just mows through hair. And it's dope because it opens up to more than a half. So with your regular clip, any other clipper, it just opens up to a half, right? This opens up to a little bit higher than a half. So sometimes it blends right into that one guard. But right here, I went ahead and started knocking out that bottom panel. So I started with the lever open, put it in the middle, and then close it. Now with this clipper, this in particular clipper right here, you can do like put the lever in the middle. You'll see like several dots on the side of the lever. That way you can do lever play and get in between the open, middle, close. But basically that's like the system that I use is open, middle, close to blend out any panel. And then in between that is where you detail. So right here is my highest guard, is my 2 guard, lever all the way open. And I'm not necessarily doing a scoopy method. I'm just letting it naturally scoop off the client's like super to bone area. We don't want to go too high on this taper. You want to keep a nice round shape. But after you do your 2 guard, guys, you're going to jump down to your 1.5 guard. And that's going to like blend right into that 2. And then sometimes you'll have to go to a 1 guard, lever all the way open to blend out whatever the 1.5 left behind. And pretty much, guys, this taper is coming out clean. His hair blends pretty well. The contrast is light, medium to dark. We're not going to go bald on the side taper. We're going to do the needle points on the side. So We don't have to go too low, but we want to go low enough to where there's contrast, right? But this clipper is fire, man. At first I had a love-hate relationship with it, but I actually got it to where it cuts nice. There's no irritation on the client when I'm doing a taper or a fade. And you know what? It does not it doesn't pull the pores. I know there's some clippers out there, if you have them too close and you're just constantly doing a fading technique and you just snag a pore and it pulls the client's skin. I know that's happened to you guys. I've been cutting hair for 11 years and everyone has experienced that. And it's not a good feeling. It's like, oh dang, it's like real instant. I haven't had it where the clipper got stuck, but it pulls the pore and it's not comfortable for the client. So this clipper does not do that. All right, so what I went ahead and did was a lever all the way open. Again, it's a little bit higher than the half, but as you can tell, it's light enough to where you're gonna see some good contrast. And with my client dozing off in the chair, which is okay. Like, I understand sometimes, like, man, it's just like that comfortability and relaxation of the buzzing in the ear and getting a haircut. Like, a lot of clients fall asleep. Just have full control of your client. You know, have a brace point. That way, if he like falls all the way forward, you can catch him. But he got this haircut right before his birthday, and I thought it came out dope. But as you can tell, like, that side taper is coming right together, and we didn't have to really do too much because his hair just blends perfectly. Don't worry about that light area towards the front of his edge up. It's like the hair just like coiled up. Once I brush it down and everything and line it up, you'll see that it's gone. All right, so once I put this line up on this neck, guys, look how clean and crispy this taper looks. And I am using the Coco Hair Pro trimmers. They are digitally gapped. Man, I can't even see that word. Digitally gapped.
Damn it, Tito. Another one?
Yo, it's crazy. It's gapped digital. Y'all gonna roast me in the comment section if you gotten this far on the video. But yeah, look at these trimmers hit. It leaves no irritation. Super sharp and crispy. And once you start lining up that sideburn, look how nice that taper looks. And it's just a couple passes and you have a nice clean C-cup. What I like to do with the front hairline is taper it down. So there is a little bit of disconnection from the hairline to the longer hair, but that gives it a nice look and it separates the hairline away from the longer hair up top. That way you can have a nice crispy edge up. And again, just small little presses and touches with this trimmer because, like I said, this trimmer's super sharp. And I'm going to show a little bit of detail work right here, what I like to do on this edge up. Basically what you want to do to one side, you do to the other. So line it up all the way through on the other side and just make sure you look at your mirrors and look at the client head on and also in different angles to make sure that the lineup is proportionate. I like to go off like kind of like the corners of the eyebrow for the most part. Some clients have a little more difficult lineup, so. But at this part, you want to make sure your client does not fall asleep on the lineup. Shape looking nice. Taper is crispy. Lineup is crispy. We're gonna add a little bit of shave gel right here so the client has a little more comfort on the razor passing. You want to use your opposite hand to stretch the skin for a more comfortable shave on the client, and that way you don't cut your client as well. So, and shave away from your opposite hand. You want to make sure you shave away from it. You never want to shave towards the opposite hand because then you could cut yourself. And I have a towel draped over my client's shoulder. That way I can just scrape the excess gel and hair of the razor onto the towel. And right here, we're going to go ahead and add some water that has hair tonic in it. Then we're going to add some curling cream. I like to use a Cantu curling cream. And as you can tell right away, my client is feeling himself. He's looking at himself in the mirror. He got that light skin look. But nah, it's dope. You saw how he came in and he's leaving. And he showed me a picture of what he wanted. So you always got to, it's dope to see that after, result. Right here, I'm just brushing down that hairline because I saw some longer hair sticking out. I'm gonna take my scissors and just lightly tap at that hair, the overhanging hair. You don't want to cut too much, but I saw that it bothered me, so I decided to do it. Haircut looking fresh, crispy. Hopefully you enjoy this haircut tutorial and learn something from this video. If you are not yet subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, share, comment. And as always, Team Gifted, stay gifted. Let's go.